Hi everyone, this is Andrea. Thank you for watching this video. Please go ahead and click that subscribe bell for me. If you want to support me or any other YouTuber, clicking that subscribe bell is greatly supportive. So, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about the dead, mediumship, my mediumship work I do. So I have studied a lot about the transition, the death and dying transition when we transition into the spirit world. And I know an odd amount about death and dying and ascension and what happens and what I believe what happens based on my research, my teachers, my studies, my observations. Now, personally, I've not died and I'm not God or goddess, so please just, I'm still human, right? So I'll give helpful theories. But death is just change, that it's just change because, whoever needs to hear this about somebody who's passed, we can't drive the same car forever. So why? And our bodies are nothing more than a vehicle, and we know that they haven't figured out how to get us to trade in our human vehicles, right? So our bodies are just a car, and sometimes we have to trade them in, trade them up, right? And that's where we're at with death and dying. So it should be a celebration. It's really our human ego that makes us sad. So I encourage you to just celebrate whoever you're grieving. Be like, how can I create a legacy for them? Versus being sad about their absence in the human form. Know that they are helping you way more on the other side than they ever could here. And wisdom, right? With grief brings wisdom. Weirdly enough, I think grieving does brings wisdom. I've seen a lot of people die in my years. I've sat next to the bed of many people. I've spoke to many people right after their loved ones have died. And wisdom is really what I've gained, right? Wisdom. And with death does bring wisdom to the families, to the loved ones, to the doctors, to everyone involved, is death brings wisdom. So the next card I'm pulling is truth. So I'm also hearing that you don't know the truth about the situation that that person that recently passed is in. Okay. You didn't know the truth. And it could be good. Sometimes the truth is good. Sometimes we think we don't know the truth and we think it's some big dramatic like soap opera thing. Sometimes the truth can end up better than whatever they were ashamed of or whatever they were trying to hide. And it could be that the truth is no big deal, okay? But everyone has a side story that no one knows about. And as you research your loved ones, you're going to find that more side story. And it's fascinating. I'm just getting that it's fascinating. And I think that I'm getting that it's a female and that she passed and she didn't want anybody to know like her truth or her real truth. And it's not because it was bad. It's just because it would have hurt too many people and it wasn't in like society's like expectation of her. But overall, anybody who hears this video, you're going to continue to find out more things about your past over loved one, and that's okay. Celebrate it, laugh at it. They just want you to know that there's love there, and ultimately they don't want shame. Just like you don't want them to be like ashamed or embarrassed or disappointed in you, they don't want you to be disappointed in them when you find out the truth, okay, about various different things. It's like the fairies little truths. It's not bad at all. It's just anxious. I get that the past one is anxious. Okay, the moon. Look for patterns to make sense of mystery's life, self-discovery. Look for patterns, okay? The moon is mysterious, but there's patterns. Just like in astrology, there's patterns. So you want to look for patterns and look for patterns in the passed over person's life too, because there's a lot of wisdom in those patterns, okay? We're going into a weekend. This is Thursday night. We're going into a Friday morning tomorrow. Well, it's Thursday. Yeah, it's about 9 o'clock from Atlanta. We're going into Friday morning. I'm going to see what's going to happen on your Friday and going into your weekend, which I'm so excited about. Sacred geometry, numbers, numbers, numbers. This is what I'm getting. Double, triple check those numbers on everything. Work, finances, business, kids, grocery list, everything. Triple check that budget, okay? That's sacred geometry too. That checking account is sacred geometry. Those numbers are sacred geometry, and follow the numbers and you'll be able to see patterns. This all goes into patterns, okay? And there's going to be numbers having to do with the passed over loved one too. Whoever's hearing it, I get it's a woman, but it also could apply for a male, okay? I'm seeing a old fashioned like book where they like ran business before there was computers and they're like writing things down in a pencil. Okay. So look for that. Someone has that. It's really cool. It's very like vintagey looking. There's a man sitting at a desk with like a pencil, like writing, like balancing a book of somehow like old school accounting. Okay. And the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords, look over those old school accounting numbers, and I bet you find more money. I bet you find more money. They're showing me an old man with a suit and a pocket watch, and they're like, we didn't have calculators, we didn't have cell phones, there was no computers. There, he was very proud of that, right? But overall, there's still mistakes because when you're running a one-man show, there's still mistakes. Okay, so the Empress, someone there's a female in charge of an estate, and you're gonna do great. That's what I'm hearing. You're gonna do great, and be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. And the Three of Swords. Do not be disillusioned, disappointed. Do not stop anything because you hit obstacles, struggles, disappointments, any of that. Don't stop. Keep going. And the Ten of Pentacles, keep looking, keep searching with grace and ease, without frustration, just knowing Spirit's going to send you the information you need at the time when you need it, okay? So, remember here the message going, and let's look, see how your weekend's going to go, because the weekend is coming and I'm excited. It's going to be, it's a Father's Day weekend. So that's all about divine masculine, right? Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups. Remember, everyone has feminine and masculine in them, and it's like a frequency, and it actually changes over time, right? Because that's why, because it has to do with hormones and such. There's also, if you fall anywhere and you feel that you have provided divine masculine energy to anyone in your life, celebrate Father's Day and celebrate those divine masculine people in your life that provide and protect for you in healthy ways, that set a solid foundation in which you can fly. Somebody's going to have a tower moment this weekend. There could be an engagement this weekend. There could be many things that will cause that tower moment, and justice. It's going to be a good thing. That tower moment is going to bring some sort of justice to your situation. You could be getting the child support check. You could be getting like time away from the kids. You could be getting, it's something about justice is happening in the Prince of Cups. So the Prince of Cups, that's typically like a younger guy, like a teenager, somebody like not quite in boyhood, but not yet fully in their masculine energy. And they'll be around, and they're going to be like playing around and I'm hearing just like, be easy on them, because they haven't always been around divine masculine. They've been around more toxic masculine. So they're imitating toxic masculine versus divine masculine. So if there's like a young kid around you that's just like making you want to pull your hair out, explain to them what the divine masculine is, and that it's a masculine person that provides and protects solid foundations in which all the women around them can fly. Okay. And the Six of Cups, it looks like you're going to find your divine masculine soon too, if you're a lady or a man looking at this. Gender roles are just fluid, right? They are just fluid in Queen of Pentacles. So double check those numbers, celebrate those dead ones, look for patterns, tell your passed over loved ones, you are not ashamed. They don't have to be ashamed. They don't have to be embarrassed. Just reveal the truth and write that down, because somebody has a fascinating story out there. Fascinating. Okay. The full moon magic, do those rituals. This is a great weekend. If you want to bring divine masculine in your life, if you like provitive and protective energy, I would get like a candle that represents masculine energy and burn it. I did that once. I lit like a man candle once, a mandel. I lit a man candle once, and it did bring a lot of masculine energy into my life. What I was lighting it for was to give myself, I wanted to be able to provide like a man, like provide and make the money that men make. And it worked. It really did. And then I had like other supportive men just sort of show up in my life. I didn't realize what the impact of that candle was doing at the time, but it brought me good things. So if you have a pure and open heart and you're looking for the divine masculine and not the toxic masculine, the divine masculine provides and protects foundations in which you can fly. Like I just wanted a solid foundation to build my business so I could further use my gifts, right? Like I wasn't looking for someone necessarily to pay my bills. I was looking for to make as much money as a man, to be able to have that solid foundation and build that up. And I was given that, like the doors opened when I lit that man candle. So, and then like other cool supportive men came in. But whenever you're doing any type of candle magic, just make sure you're doing it with an open heart with no expectations. And then magic just comes in. Okay. So happy Divine Masculine weekend. And I will be talking to everyone in the morning. Please subscribe to this channel. That is greatly appreciated. Namaste.